Okay, so welcome back again to our meeting. Hi, Steve.
Hi.
So, what shall we start with? Shall we start? I had some little thing that I prepared.
Okay.
Link to it, and then I would like to show you, and then we can go on either with the Postgres project that we started last week, or you mentioned the pull request club and
Yeah.
the thing. Either one you like, or we can go over the Git. Cover a lot of things in using Git.
Okay.
What the thing I wanted to show you, let me find my screen here, is you remember the cpan digger website probably, where originally I started out by collecting the most recent, I think, 100 modules or packages from cpan, and giving all kind of data, collecting all kind of data about it. Now, what I changed it slightly, so now I have 3 different reports, and I can configure one. So one of them is my own personal report, but the thing is that it can be just configured to add more people, the report of more people. So it basically takes all of the packages that I uploaded most recently, and creates the report for them, okay, regardless that they may have been uploaded ages ago, okay, which is actually the case. I mean, the most recent one, I think this one, the task class, I already passed it on to someone else, but they haven't released the new version yet, unfortunately, so it's still on my account here.
Right.
But on the other hand, it has like 98% coverage, so it's not bad. But the point is that you can look at the test coverage here. One of the points here. So it's sort of a dash, like the dashboard that Dave Cross has. Actually, I try to encourage him to add this coverage data to that project as well. So then this won't be that interesting. And the other part of this one is that I created a third way of collecting data, is that I give a list of just a list of distributions, okay, and then this creates for those. It doesn't do it recursively yet. Maybe it would be interesting to do it recursively. And the idea is that you have a project that you work on at your workplace, and you have a bunch of dependencies, and you would like to generate this report for all your dependencies. So you will be able to see, okay, now if I would like to make sure that my dependencies have at least, let's say they have, all of them have CI, okay? So now you can look at them and say, okay, this one doesn't have a CI. Okay, so as a way of either giving back to the community or ensuring that your the things that you depend on, okay, will have some higher quality just because they have CI, okay. And what I did here is just put a few of them in, but I would like to, or I would like to encourage you to give me the list that you would like to have here, or we can, or I can show you just how to set it up for yourself. I mean, you can run the same thing in-house.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds useful.
And generate this. Okay.
Yeah.
And then from this you can see the coverage report for all of them. Now, this, for example, it would be really nice if MetaCpan had this actually. A way to, okay, so you select a bunch of packages, or the ones you liked, or I don't know, and then see for all of them the coverage data. Okay.
Okay.
That would be a good thing, but I don't have the time now I mean, my personal time. We could work on it together if you like, but I'm trying to add something to MetaCpan. But not now. So this is the thing. The whole thing that you need to, the only thing that you need to do here is basically, I mean, Yeah, I started to put here notes what to cover. But if we go to the Perl cpan digger web project, now it has a lists, and this is it's just a file called demo. I called it demo.txt with a list of a bunch of releases or packages. What is it called? Distributions. cpan distributions, and then this line of code, which is in the CI of the same repository, this is what generates the site. Okay, so it just runs the cpan digger with the file name given. It tells it to also go to the version control system to fetch data from there, and to generate the HTML in this location. Okay, so we can create either we can, if you give me a list, I can put it in the demo, or I can create a separate file for it and put it on the website, or you can run it yourself if you like. That's it. Okay.
Okay.
Shall we take a look at now the database, the one with the DB?
Okay.
I think it was on you. Shall we work on your computer for that?
We could do. Let me just get my screen in order. CD / let's just put that. I'm doing wrong. I'm in the wrong place. Come on, guys.
You can also run on my computer if you prefer. If it is
no, it's okay. I just an old Git. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll make that a bit bigger, and then I will share my screen, and I'll share that. No, just up to that one. Okay. So can you see that?
Yeah.
Can you read it?
Yeah. I can even move it, right? Because it's recording your screen now. So.
Let me just close that off. Okay. So I might need to. I've been fiddling with this. I might need to do something with it. Oops.
You can also play with Git while you were working on this. So.
Yeah, we could. I mean, that'd be a good thing. Okay, so I've actually made the change here, not committed it. So let's have a look. What's the easiest thing to do? Okay, so I guess the easiest thing is actually just look at the screen here, actually, rather than look at the actual explicit code, because as you can see, the change is just to remove some code. So it's got in the middle of it, this kind of, it basically, let me look at the code and see what it's doing, and then we'll see why we need to make the change.
So first of all, I saw a bunch of files there which are not committed.
Yeah, I'll have a look at them in a minute. So let's look, fix times out. Okay, so basically, Okay, so this is what this is doing is taking a date, time, or time, roughly speaking, a time stamp out of a Postgres database, and then converting it into a date time object and reversing the whole process at some point. And it's got some setting up stuff.
But it doesn't. It never. It should never, right? I mean, it doesn't need to actually talk to a database, right?
Well, it doesn't actually know, but I mean, I'll maybe come to the but in a minute. But because that is the but is an interesting thing actually. Let's see if we find it. Okay, so it's got a bunch of things here. These kind of tell you, roughly speaking, how it's going to deal with it. So there's essentially three in here. These are a list of essentially subroutines it's going to call to process the data. And one of the things it does is
it's a series of subroutines here.
Eventually, okay, perhaps this is it here, post prospect. So we can see here. I'm pointing the screen. That's not helpful, is it? This bit here.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess something like this. If this the timestamp matches, if the string matches the regex.
Yeah, whatever. Then it does these. If it calls these three things. So the fix era thing here is about the BC on the end, so it decides whether it's going to make it negative or not. Fixed time zone, we'll have a little look at it. I mean, fixed nanosecond is actually wrong, but that's a different story. Okay, so fixed time zone. Well, I haven't really figured out what this does, but it used to do a lot more than this. So this is the actual thing it does if it's going to fix a time zone. I don't know what it does.
Does it have tests?
Well, that's interesting. It does have a test, which is, well, okay, so having done that, let's have a look and see what the changes, the principal changes. I need to look at diff, which has now disappeared. Diff, come on guys, diff, this guy, okay. So this is actually part of, pointing again, part of the fixed time zone subroutine. So it's got this thing, so it's basically saying if it's before 1901 or greater than 2038, then something weird happens with the time zone in Postgres. And this is basically a workaround because I guess at some point Postgres couldn't cope with, well, you know the 2038 when dates wrap round. So there's obviously a problem there. But that actually was fixed in 2008. I actually, I don't know if you know Tom Lane, the head developer there. I managed to get a direct comment from him. This was fixed a long time ago, basically. So this just needs to go. That whole section of code is just not correct anymore.
Unless you would like to support really old.
Well, yeah, that's an interesting question, because then you come down to, you said just now, we don't need to know which Postgres we're running on. We don't need to look at Postgres at all. And but we do now, because we need to know, this is going to vary depending on which release of Postgres we're looking at.
Okay, so you say, if I understand correctly, you say that for old Postgres you sort of need to give the wrong answer, because
that's what Postgres does. Yeah,
that's what Postgres does. But for new ones, you have to give a better answer.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
yeah.
But I mean, there's a general thing in the Perl world of supporting things like really, really old versions of Perl. I mean, I think I've seen some code there which is genuinely supporting 5.00, not even 508, 50. And you think, well, why? and so here, this is a funny thing, really. So if you think about it, this is for dates before 1901 and greater than 2038. Now, 2038 is coming up quite soon. And who cares about 1901? Well, a few people will, but not many people will care. And this is for a version of Postgres which hasn't been I can't remember when it went out of support, but the last release version was in 2008, something like that. So let's say 15 years. This has not been a problem in Postgres for 15 years in any supported version. And really,
I am very.
And this is going to be a bug. This is a bug now, really.
Okay. So
because this is going to give the wrong answer.
Yeah. What my personal feeling about Perl or the Perl community, or some part of the Perl community sticking to trying to support or trying to make others to support old versions of whatever versions of Perl, or is that it's a mistake. I think.
So I agree with that. So why would we not junk this? Because this is for a version of Postgres which hasn't been supported for 10 years.
If someone needs to have this, either that person needs to come forward at one point and ask to add this back, okay? Or they can just simply use the older version of this library, of this module.
Okay, in which case that's fine. Okay, and I'm happy with that. That's good. That's a good solution.
I mean, probably if they are stuck with a really old version of Postgres, they probably won't need won't want to use the most recent version of all kind of other things.
Yeah. Okay. So that's fine. I mean, I just don't know what the. I mean, I understand what people think about supporting old versions of Perl, but I don't know what people think about supporting old versions of third-party software.
Personally, I would drop. I would if I had more time, I would work more toward, or if whatever, more towards the goal that it will be easy for people with old versions of Perl to install old versions of modules, and then fix, and then say, okay, if you use Perl 5.16, these are the versions. You can't go further ahead, and that's it. From this version is drop supported for 5.16, but let's say make it easy for them to install the old ones. But
I just thought of another way of doing it, which I don't really want to do either, which is you could have an option into the constructor. Say, do you want to support this really old version of Perl?
What you are basically saying that that's quite a few people with this, but you don't want to. But with this, what I would say that other people also saying that I would, as a volunteer, would be investing a lot of time maintaining this now.
Yeah.
In order to people who don't contribute to it, who don't pay for it, who don't do anything with it.
Yeah.
Might need it.
Anyway, so this is kind of like a philosophical discussion, really, rather than a technical discussion. But I think I was quite interested in that, your response. Okay, so that's it. So there's one other part of this, which is the change, that is. Which is this test here.
Okay.
Is basically saying what should happen. Is basically showing you the consequences of that chunk of code, and clearly that should just disappear. It's just not relevant anymore. So basically,
unless you would like to change it to now check
it doesn't in itself. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, if there's not a test that doesn't test that, it doesn't give you the right thing already, then I know that. I mean, this test should go. It has no role. If you can see from its name down here, it's deliberately trying to see this change. So there's two parts to the test. Now I probably let's do the diff again. I probably mix this up. So okay, so I've had to stick. Well, never mind. I've done that. I'll talk about that in a minute. I probably should get rid of this. So this is here because this my sign is not used. So my version of I use Perl critic on this, so it always picks up unused variables and that kind of stuff. So I could probably just not do that change. It's not functional.
Sorry, I didn't understand. Why do you need this sign? Or
here, I've removed this. This is an unused variable.
Okay, so we can
So
get rid of
yeah,
it.
okay. I mean, that's my theory too, but I mean, it's in my view. Okay, so there's two things. Comes down to partly to do with the git use, that really there's actually several changes in here that are completely
Fine.
independent. Okay,
Yeah.
so we saw the change about the time zone stuff at the top.
Yeah.
And now we've got this stuff, which is basically this. I'm pointing again. Sorry, with this kind of stuff, which is basically just general tidiness, if you like. And then there's this stuff here, which becomes more significant, because this is another actual change, but it's not relevant to the other stuff. And this is kind of where we need the actual Postgres to do the tests, because there's I'll see if I can find the let's go to my repositories. No, not my, well, I should have gone through it. I'll get there in the end. Can't find it. Maybe I've dropped it. I might have deleted it because the original reason I had it has disappeared.
Sorry, what are you looking for?
I'm looking for the date time format PG. I can have to sort of reclone it.
There, it was there.
Is it? Oh, I didn't see it.
Just search for it. You can filter on it.
Okay, yeah, I just spin it to it. Okay, that's fair enough. And I'll go to.
How active is the development of this one?
Sorry, how active? Not very at all. I'm the last person to make a significant change on it, and that was a pull request I made about five years ago that eventually the guy actually accepted.
Yeah, it's less
about a couple of years ago. This 2 years ago, I think it's him. Anyway, it's so there are two issues on this, open issues, and we talked roughly about. Well, we looked at this, and I don't know if I can make this bigger. Yeah, I can. Okay.
No, it's okay.
So he basically, the guy's saying he's got a DBX class. He's using DBX class, and he's got a field which is timestamp with time zone, and so DBX class uses an internal thing like is the data dirty? In other words, is it different? Has it been changed? And the problem with the essentially the problem with this datetime format PG is the fact that it doesn't format the data in the same way as it comes out of the database. And so if you make a change, it's looking as, even though if you haven't changed the date, when it compares it, it says, oh, actually, yes, they are different. And there are two places that it gets it wrong. And here is one. It's fractional fractional seconds, where it used to do, as you can see, it used to say nanoseconds. Now Postgres only does microsecond accuracy, and more than that, Postgres doesn't put trailing zeros in. So if it's 100,000 microseconds, it's 0.1. Okay, not 0.1000000. and we can see here this guy originally was formatting it as with 0 padded. Okay, so with lots, he would write it as 0.1000000 instead of 0.1. That was the original.
The original one is at the top with nine.
Originally it was 9, but we can see that it just did that effectively. So it was going to be 9, which is wrong because it should be microseconds. Okay. And you need to strip the trailing zeros off. And there's another problem with time zones. And again, Postgres, for whatever reason, when you've got time zone offset like 1 hour in Postgres, it strips off. It doesn't write 01:00. It strips off the :00. So for us now in British Summer Time, the time is going to be 16:33:39 : or whatever it is plus 01. Mm-hmm. Whereas if it's in India, which is 5.5 hours out, it's going to be 05:30. Okay, so you don't want to just strip off the last couple of things. So this fix here just says if it ends in :00, throw it away. And I actually use the Postgres, the Docker Compose with Postgres. I might even be able to, I think I've got it in here. So that's the Docker Compose. So I mean, basically one of the things is I changed the name of the database. So, and we had a little discussion about this earlier. Originally it said whatever it said, test DB or something like that. Yeah. But actually, the Postgres Docker environment has got a database already, and it won't build a new database. So it said, I've got Postgres and I'm not going to do anything else. I could have, I guess, built another database, but anyway, there is one there. It's called Postgres, and you set up a password and stuff, and that's basically how that all works. So that's fine.
Yeah. So there are, if I recall, in the version I had, there were some extra, I don't know, parameters, and yeah, maybe those were the ones that were creating the extra database. I don't know.
So I mean, I've got this down here because this is still a bit I haven't chopped out. It used to say Postgres DB equals test DB. That was there from the thing that you showed me before. Okay. I mean, I've copied that. That's where it's come from. Not that's me trying to, because I couldn't connect to it, but that's just because actually it's because the database wasn't there. Ken said I can't connect to database so and so, and I assumed it was an authentication thing, but no, it's because the database didn't exist. So anyway, I figured that out. I had another problem, and that is I probably don't understand these volumes well enough, because with that, it basically tried to talk to my real version of Postgres, the one that's installed in my system. And it basically said, oh, I can't do that. It's the wrong version. So I don't know quite, I don't understand what I was doing wrong there. But commenting this line out.
Well, you can try. Well, maybe
yeah, it worked then. So I don't know what that.
No, yeah, but that right. But does that keep the database then?
I don't really know, and for this I don't care. Okay. Because in fact I don't even use any data. I actually do. Well, I might have to test here.
In that case, actually, it's better really that the database is inside the container.
Yeah. So I wrote this test, which is not finished. It's just that this is a work in progress. So okay, so it checks to see whether it's okay, so I'm going to use this to talk to the database. So if it's not installed, forget it, don't do it.
But why do you have it twice? Oh, sorry.
I don't. It's not quite as saying it's installed, but then I haven't got the things set up to access the database, basically. So it's installed, and I've got the stuff to access the database,
Sure.
and then it connects. And you can see I've got the 2 times. I've got this one, which is there's 2 examples. Oh yeah, I haven't used this because I was going to do it manually, but also, as you can see here, I actually did that, and that's my only database usage actually. It's just this select now, which I probably should change. I was going to change it to be essentially just a hard-coded string, but it doesn't really matter at this point. It doesn't matter. So then the next thing to do is to just format it, and then so this turns it into a date time, and then turn it back into a Postgres string, and they should be the same, is the answer. And I think that's a reasonable thing for the system, for it to do. You know, if I get a string from Postgres, I turn it into a date time, I turn it back into a Postgres string, they should be the same. It should be the same as what I started with. Yeah. And that's not the case now currently. I mean, I mean that is this what this guy is talking about, and here's essentially what's going on. Because I'm pointing again. This stuff here, and he goes into some details. Basically, the 2 the before and after are different because he's added an extra 3 figures to the decimal seconds. So it's now nano instead of micros, and he's typically, not always, will add a :00 in onto the time zone. Yeah, so I just did the 2 things. So I mean, these are the 2 different formats that I know of. I was going to put a negative one in as well, but I haven't got around to doing that. And those 3 should all work. So and that's me just doing some testing down at the bottom, which I'll get rid of. Okay, so that's pretty much what I've got to say. This isn't quite finished. I wasn't sure whether to actually do this hard-coded string business or leave it like that, even, because I think that in some ways it's a lot simpler to do it that way. But the problem with this is you don't actually know what the data looks like, unless you do what I do there, which is to print it out. I should have done a diag or something, but yeah, okay.
Wow. Okay. So what are we doing now? Shall we send pull requests or discuss what are actually the possibilities now?
Yeah, so I think in some ways there's like 3, well, certainly two independent pull requests on this, really.
Yeah.
One of them is to get rid of the this 1909 2038 thing. I think that's a standalone thing. It should be that should be it, really.
Okay.
And then the other one is trying to make the well, as I call it, the round trip. You know, going from Postgres to date time to Postgres should give you the thing you first thought of. Okay. It's not quite. It doesn't quite work going from date time to Postgres to date time because you haven't got the nanosecond resolution. So I mean, but I think that's the only thing I know that should fail. But then you just don't do it, really. I mean, that's just a limitation, and that's just the end of the way it is, the way things are. But I haven't done anything about that. I haven't tested that at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay.
So.
Yeah, so I would actually these files that are not committed, they usually really annoy me.
They're mine basically. I mean, it's mostly it's the cover DB, which obviously I think
don't get rid of it.
I was going to get rid of connect because that is just that's just a temporary file I had.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
And
so
I've
one of the pull requests I would send is adding something to Git ignore. I'm checking if this on my it has a Git ignore,
yeah.
but and for my meta files are not there. Okay, so one thing would be I just add a couple of more things to like the my meta files and a couple of things to Git ignore, especially that they already have one. So and
Well,
so and that would be one pull request just to clean that up.
Yeah. Okay.
But so on what before you make further changes, what branch are you on?
That's a good point. I'm probably on master branch.
Master branch, and the Git status told us that it's not the same, and then I had 3. Okay.
I don't know what those 3 are.
So if you run git log, yeah. So
They are a long time ago.
You have like 3 commits here. The negative seconds is fractional seconds.
Yeah, they're quite old.
What do you mean?
Well, it's October 2018.
Yeah, they are old, but they are not really integrated. So I mean, what?
I'm confused now.
The local
I can't remember.
The local master is ahead of the origin master.
Yeah.
Which is not usually a good idea, I think.
No.
Okay. Yeah. So let's try to clean a little bit up all these things, okay?
Yeah.
What I would do is, first of all, put everything in a star. Before we start doing it, I'll go over all the things that I think, and then we can discuss it. So I would put everything in stash now, because so all the new changes won't interact with that. But and then what I would do is I put a new branch at this location where we are now, so we won't lose any of these changes we have here. Okay, and then I would put the master branch, the what is the name in English, the head of the top of the master branch, I would put back where the origin master is, and then I would update from I don't know. Let's take a look at what's in GitHub.
Okay.
Is this the most recent commit on the? So if you go to the, yeah. If you go to the most recent commit here.
On here or in?
Yeah, on his, on the original one. Just click on commits, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's 687F. That's how it starts, 687F. The most recent one at the top.
There we go.
So let's go switch back.
Wait, to mine?
To the terminal. No, to the terminal.
Oh, okay, terminal, okay.
Yeah.
What? Maybe.
No, it's not the same.
I think I might.
Can you switch back? Sorry, it's E1 BB. It's something else.
Sorry, I'm not sure what you're asking me to do.
The commit I see here, the one that's on origin master, the commit starts with E1.
That guy.
The SHA, yeah.
Yeah, I think. So I'm not quite sure. Can I just see what's on my version? No, press the wrong thing. Commits. I think partly what's going on is I think I probably need to I'm pretty sure I got rid of all. I'm surprised this is here actually when I think about it. I think I might have, maybe I recloned it.
So there is the commit message, it says checking in changes prior to tagging of version. Checking it prior. Oh, this is an older version you have here. Okay, you see the version that you have here in the command line is the text of it says is version. It says checking in changes prior to tagging of version,
Yeah,
and it's 13 at the end. And what I see in his GitHub account is 014 at the end.
yeah,
So what you have here is older.
yeah. I think that's probably right.
Okay, so there are at least 3 commits, or there are 3 commits in your repository that apparently is not in his, right?
Yep. Except that's not true.
Unless you send a pull request so the fixed test seems to be there. That the title.
I did send a pull request.
The correct micro v that's also there. And the negative seconds, if you can go back to yours, then I can see it. I'm looking at the same time I'm looking at on my screen
Okay.
on the public thing.
I wanted to.
No, go to the terminal. Your terminal.
Okay, I wanted to see.
So I see all of 3 I see the subject of all these 3 commits.
Okay.
Okay, so what we probably should do, but there are other things here in his repo, not just yours. So in between the 0.13 release and the 0.14 release, that's the most recent, there are not only your changes that you have here, but some others in the public repository. If you go back to the browser, then you will see that it has. So we have to update from there.
Okay.
Okay, so let's put everything in stash now. Okay, just git stash minus u minus u.
So what does that do? The minus u?
It would stash also all the files that are not in Git.
Okay. So just remember them. Okay.
Yeah. But because of permission issues, oh, now it won't really be happy, but whatever. Okay.
I don't mind dumping that.
You can remove them yourself.
You want me to remove what? I'll get recovered.
Wait a second. No. Let's look at git stash, because now you have 2 files that you really want to have, 2 changes, and for some reason it's still here.
I thought that was right.
So let's look at the error messages. It says it's about something about the cover DB. We should have got rid of.
I'll just get rid of this because we can create that anytime.
So the cover DB we can remove. You can just remove it. And probably you need sudo for that. Yeah. And let's take it. Let's not git stash now. Just git stash list. Sorry, git stash list. So just list without a minus.
Okay.
So to see, okay, so we have 1 element in the stash, and now if you say you see it's 0. Okay, so you didn't have any stash earlier. So git stash show would show the content of it. Actually, it will show. Okay, run it. It will show the files that are in there. So apparently only these 2 are there.
That's what you'd expect from that, isn't it?
Not really, because you had all kind of other files there, no?
That's a good question. Yeah.
What did it do with them? That scares me now. Okay, so run git stash, maybe, okay, git stash show minus p. Okay. So this shows the diff in there. So go on, because
So which way round is this doing? I don't know which one's which.
Sorry, about the
I mean,
green
these are, I can see these are my changes, but
yes.
I don't know which. Okay.
Oh.
So I don't know. Sure. I mean, what's in the place at the moment is as I change the actual code.
And what's in the git stash now?
So minus p.
Show and minus show. Show. No, without this.
Oops. Yeah.
It's just show, and then if you would like to have the content of the files, then minus p. So these are the same changes, no? It looks like.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you run git status, so what did you do with the new file that you created? Are you in the same folder?
Yeah.
If you run ls, is it still there? Maybe it's not showing now. In the T folder, right? There was something. Self circle. The self circle. It's called self circle. The last
something like that
on the right hand side. And
that's not it. It's called oh god, it's something to do with trip, round trip it's called, and it's not there.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's what happened? Yeah, I also have this self circle. No, so this never happened to me, that it just removed stuff without me telling it. So where are these? Okay, so
can we just try unstashing, or would we do that?
Yeah, but before you do that, I would recommend that you copy the two files that you changed.
Okay.
Just put it FAU now. Now I got scared. It's again it's status, and then copy this one to outside somewhere.
Just put them up
just there for now, yeah. So I guess git stash pop would I don't know what we'll do now, because you already have the local changes, so maybe it won't do this. And it restored them.
It has restored them, yeah.
So they were there somewhere. It just didn't show them. Wow. Really strange what's going on. Okay, so let's put everything aside, making sure that so you can get rid of the cover DB, okay, and I don't know what is this folder called PG.
I think that's a test thing, just a temporary file. PG. I might just okay. And what should we do then? Do you want me to do a stash again, given that we seem to do what we wanted?
Yeah. Okay.
minus U.
Yes. And now if you do git st,
Yeah, sorry.
Status, sorry.
Yeah.
Status.
Okay, it's worked.
Okay, so now it's
Huh.
okay. So we
It
put it
must have got
aside.
confused.
Okay, so now just create a branch here. Git checkout minus b, or you don't even need that. Git yeah. So git branch some name. Okay. Save or whatever. Save. Call it save. Okay.
Okay.
Because we only need it, so we probably don't need it. Okay, we can probably just remove these 3 commits you have because they were already integrated.
Yeah.
But I said, okay, let's be on the safe side. Okay.
Okay.
Actually, we would want to go over to that branch. So git checkout save. Okay, so we won't be on the master branch, because what we are going to do is going to, now I don't know if I could do this otherwise, but here at this point I would just remove the master branch. Okay, so git branch minus d master. Okay, we just, a branch is basically just a pointer to a commit.
Yeah.
It's nothing else.
Yeah.
Because what I would like to do is to move it back to where the origin master is.
Okay.
Okay. So I don't know if there is a better way to do this. I would just remove it. Okay, go ahead. Okay, with capital D, it's okay.
D.
Okay, and then now if you could go run git log.
Do that.
Okay, you can look at the git k.
Probably can't see that very well.
Okay, so there's no master branch. Okay. So what we would like to do is check out the one with the tag 16.0. So the one that's 3 behind us. Okay, basically.
Okay, which was
No. Just open again the git k. You can do that.
Okay.
Or just run git log. Doesn't matter. Git log is also fine.
True. Okay.
Okay, and then pick up the one that the SHA. Yes, that SHA. So you can say, okay. So you don't even have to check it out, but you can say check it out now. Let's say, and then put a branch there. Start the branch from there.
So git checkout.
Yeah, the SHA.
Okay.
Yeah. Now this is the point where actually that happens to many people, that they get to a head which is, well, it's called detached.
Detached. Okay. Yeah.
So basically, you are at a point that you are not at the top of any of the branches. Okay. Which is problematic, because if you commit now, then your new commit will be there, but no branch will track it. And at one point, the Git might just remove it, because nothing points there. So Git has this.
That's not clear to me.
Sorry?
That's not clear to me. What I mean, I mean, if you make a commit here, surely it just essentially branches off that commit, whatever that means.
So there is the branching that you might think of actually commits going all kind of ways. That's one thing. But there is also the other branching where actually these branches point to some place. Okay. And if you just have these commits put on one on the top of the other, then you don't really have a good way to get back to them unless you really know their SHA, right? If you go now and commit to something, then it's committed there, and the only way to get there is to know what its SHA is.
Okay.
Right. So as far as I know, Git runs its garbage collector once in a while, and then they will remove these commits because no one is connected there.
Okay.
Okay. So the better way, or the proper way, I guess, is that to put a name on it. So this is a branch basically, and then if you are not detached, if you are on a branch actually. So if you say git check out some branch name, then if you commit now, then not only that you will have a new SHA, but also this name, the branch name, will move forward with it.
Okay.
So now you have a pointer to the topmost part of this branch.
Okay.
Topmost, bottommost, whatever it is,
Yeah, okay.
depending which direction.
Next.
The next one, yes. Okay. Okay. So what we need here, so if you commit here now, well, it's sort of not a good idea in general.
Okay.
So what we do is create a branch here. So git, you can say git branch master here, because you would like to put the master branch here. Okay. Yeah, that's it. You could actually, I think, do this just by saying git branch master and put the SHA at the end without what we did checking it out.
Sure. Okay.
I think that would work also. So if you run git k now, or git log.
Let's do git log.
Okay. Then you see there is the head is now pointing to some place which is origin master points there, and now master points here as well. Okay, and I guess origin master is that of the original author of Daisuke, right?
Okay.
Am I right? That's if you run git remote -v, what do we see? Remote.
Yeah.
Okay. So right. So you did this original, which is the original repo.
Yeah.
Okay. And now what we would really like probably is to get updated from that repo.
Yeah.
So git pull. Wait a second. Are we on master? Git pull origin master.
It's confused it.
It's unclear what's troubling it.
GitHub was in trouble earlier today.
Yeah, I don't know. Was it with you, or I had several times now in the previous few weeks, where in the middle of my meetings or classes or whatever, I'm showing off, oh, you can do this and this and this, and
Yeah.
action runs and nothing. And then I look at the status page and it's broken. Very interesting that nothing happens now. It's also very actually strange and interesting that you have this one in
So it's okay.
everything looks fine. I ran it and for me it was okay. So let's. Is it possible that there are some firewall issues there? Because I see the origin is trying to access Git. It was the Git URL. Okay, let's fix the URL. Okay, so Control C this. You see the origin has the URL starting with Git, and actually your own is starting with HTTPS, which I think should be the other way around.
Just strange. Do you want to do this by command line or editing?
Whichever you prefer.
Let's do both.
Even that Git doesn't look really correct. That I don't know. Sorry?
I don't mind. What do you want to do?
I normally just edit the Git config.
Okay, that's fine.
Because I don't really remember what is.
Yeah. No, I
know it's like okay, whatever. So the top URL, just replace it with HTTPS, the Git. That's fine. Okay, and then.
Okay, I don't know why it was the way it was.
It's happier now. Okay.
Yeah.
So now if you run git log, then it's now on the newest version. Okay, it's you can see the commit message says 014. That's what I also saw. But it's only origin master, only origin head. Now you probably want to push this out to your own fork, right?
Yeah. Oops. Git push me.
Me, and probably you say me master, no? Or just me?
Yeah. That's weird, isn't it?
That's because you have an
Yeah.
HTTP. Yes, so maybe you want to replace it with
Yeah,
Git.
I pulled it. I mean, as you can see, it was like 2018 when I was working on this last. So I was even more naive with GitHub and Git then than I am now. Yeah, so let's go for that and change this to Git.
But okay, wait, before you do that, do you remember the exact URL, how to format it? It's not just Git at the beginning, I think.
You're probably right. No, I don't.
Or I just
Let's just give it a go, but it's probably not going to work, is it? No, it doesn't like it. I can do back. Why doesn't that work?
So, but the best would be to go to the.
Hang on, I'm going to copy it from
there.
somewhere else.
Oh, well,
Git lab.
it's Git. Yeah, okay.
Oh.
No, just go to your repository on GitHub, and you can get the URL.
It's SSH I should use, isn't it?
No, I use the Git one, not the SSH one.
Okay.
But I would recommend that that's probably the best, because that's what they offer. GitHub. So you go with your browser to GitHub, to your own repository, to your fork of this repo.
That's not me, is it? So
you just click on the fork, yeah, and then you find it there, I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
And click on the yes.
That's me, isn't it? Then.
Yeah. Yes, it fails because you already pushed out those 3 commits earlier. Yeah. So now you need to use the force. Minus force.
Minus, okay. So having forced that, what state's that left this guy in? How's that? That's weird, isn't it?
Why is it showing now just 13?
I was asking myself that very same question. Whoa.
What did it say?
It said no branch.
Push. Whoa. Okay. Git branch. Just type in git branch. Let's see where are we. It says no branch, so it's fine. Okay. Add detach from. Didn't we? Okay. So git checkout master. I thought we checked out master. Okay. So now run a git log here. Oh, okay, whatever. So let's pull it again. Okay, we put it to the wrong place, but that's fine. So that's what actually we did is we pulled it, but without a branch name. So it's just hanging there, doing nothing. So git pull origin master. And now do the push again. Okay.
Stupid me.
And that's okay. It's okay. But you can also add the -u or the minus set upstream, which is the same. And then it will map it. So next time
okay,
you push
okay.
it, then
Yeah,
next
okay,
time you push it, you don't have to give all the details.
Okay, that's better.
Okay. Good. So now you have the most recent one in your master. Now you should be able to git stash pop and see if there is any conflict actually.
There is a conflict.
Sorry?
There is a conflict.
Which one? Okay, conflict in the PG file. Okay. So that's obviously, okay, the version number. So,
well, not kind of not obviously, because he used a kind of trick before.
Sorry? No, it's obviously because it's you change the line next to the version number.
Yeah, but it was.
And in the upstream, the version number changed. So the two lines change next to each other. So that's a conflict. You wanted a critic.
That's all it was. Sorry.
You wanted to keep that critics thing, no?
Maybe. I mean, that's only because
that was your change.
Yeah, it was my change. It's only because of this, and this is really. I don't know if you can see this at the bottom. The Perl critics complaining.
Okay.
Do I really care? I mean, that's why I put it in.
So the thing is that I mean, if you want to add a test run that uses Perl critique, then maybe you will have to do this.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of where I come from.
Okay, that's fine. Let's see if there are any other conflicts. I guess no, but
no, there was none. Still an error though.
Okay. So let's get out of this and let's see if
okay, that's just fine.
All the changes are there as you like them.
I need to add that, don't I?
Wait, no. You don't want to add them yet, right?
Okay.
You don't want to commit all these things at once. You would like to commit each one of them separately, each change separately.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? And send the pull request. So what we actually need to is probably remove the other thing that was already added to the staging. So git reset head with capital head.
Head, okay.
Head.
Yeah.
And the name of the file, the t/tz, that one. So this will remove it from, not remove it, it will mark it that it's not staged. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So if you run git status now, then and this use thing is, what does the use thing say? That's in conflict.
Sorry.
Why are the use there?
Well, it's. I mean, I don't know how you get out. I mean, it's still marked as with a conflict. We've removed the conflict, but it's still marked as being a conflict. So
okay, let's see what happens if we start adding committing things from out of it. Maybe what you need to do here is git add that file and then git reset it back, and that will get rid of it. I don't know. So just try to git add the file. Git add the file that the PG file. Yeah, and then do git reset head with the same file.
Yes, go.
And that's git diff just to see that everything is as we wanted.
Yeah, that's fine.
It looks good. Okay, so now we need to create a new branch for one of the changes you would like to make. Okay, and commit that part there. So it can be the removing of the test and the removing of this thing, right?
Okay.
Or whichever you think that the first should be.
I think it should be removing the test and the that check that's on the screen now. I mean that bit.
Actually, why is the TZ file modified? It
Well,
should be
I think
modified.
I know it should be removed. It's only modified because I was looking at the I don't remember the other issue that there was on this is to do with somebody complaining that it wasn't working correctly.
Okay, that doesn't matter. I
Do you
mean,
remember? But actually, if you remember the do a git show. So I just tried. It was just a test. I just tried doing that to see what happened, really. But it was completely irrelevant. So I can actually just remove that. I can just do a git checkout on the file anyway.
Yeah.
But really, as you say, what needs to happen
is you need to remove it. Okay.
We need to remove it. Yeah.
Okay. So let's create a branch. Okay.
Okay.
Git checkout -b name of the branch you would like to create for this pull request. Remove old code. I don't know.
Remove old code.
Doesn't really matter.
No. Old.
Bug fix.
Yeah.
Old.
Workaround.
Workaround.
There we go. Yeah. That'll do.
Okay. And now do the git remove of that file because that's part of the commit, right?
Yeah.
And git add -i.
Just a minute. I just want to just see. Yeah. Git add
-i and the PM file. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And now I never remember it, but I think you have to select the file first. So 1, enter. One is you see at the top you see. So do you know this interactive thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have you. Oh God, yeah.
I use it once in a while, rarely, but
status. Yeah.
So 1 would be selecting the file, I think. And
no, status. I just didn't want it.
Okay, so 5 because you want to patch it.
Right. Okay.
And then enter, I think. No. Okay. I never remember how. So now you have to 5 and then 1 because 1 is the name of the file or the number of the file.
Oh shit! I did quit. Wrong button.
Enter now. It marked it somehow.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, and no, you don't want this, right?
Yeah.
So N. No.
That's the one. Is that yes now?
Yes. And then no.
No.
And no.
No.
Yes, that's it.
Okay.
And then you can quit. And now if you run git diff -- staged, then you should see those changes on what were staged.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And the removal of the other test. Okay.
Okay, and now you can commit and push it out to your
push name. Okay. Okay.
So you committed it. Now push it out, right? So git push
me
-u. I don't know if it's there, but no, I put the push, the -u after the push. I don't know where
Okay.
it should go. So, and then me, and the name of the branch. No, not master.
Yeah. Whatever
You
I
can
call
just
this.
start writing it, and then it will.
Yeah, true.
Tab, auto completes it.
I still can't remember what I called it.
Tab, auto complete it. Tab, press tab.
Okay.
Remove all this called remove
yeah.
something. So R and
That's on.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go to GitHub now.
GitHub. Where am I? I'm in the right place.
We should add the GitHub actions to this one, right? It doesn't
Yeah,
have.
well, that's another thing. Okay.
Okay, so
Commits. So what it says here. I'm in the wrong branch. That's what's the matter with that, isn't it?
If you go to his original, I think then the GitHub will offer you to send a pull request. But it doesn't do it always.
Okay.
And I haven't figured it out when it does.
Well, it's doing it, so that's okay.
But you probably should have some more explanation here, no?
Yeah, I was going to make a leave a longer comment. Something like what to say. What's it called? And
then I suggest that we have some break because
yeah, absolutely,
it's way too long that we were doing this. So I'll have a 10 minutes break, and then we can continue with other things.
Did you say yeses? Let's say that anyway. SQL's handling of it's becoming worse. Okay, does that make sense?
I guess so. Postgres QLS, bug in Postgres in the beginning. For a bug in Postgres, the name doesn't. It has a red
Yeah, I think it's because Postgres isn't a word in the dictionary. I think that's all.
But there's an S at the end.
Yeah, I suppose I'll put an apostrophe.
Ah, okay. I never know where to put that apostrophe. Anyway.
Yeah, that was my mistake. I should have worked that out myself.
What I would suggest actually is to add the same explanation to the commit messages as well, maybe.
Okay.
Because this, and then we'll do it. We can do it after. So you should send the pull request, and then we'll add it after. Okay, after the break.
Okay.
And the reason I think it's better to add there because this is the pull request is GitHub specific.
Okay.
So
right, okay.
if one day this will be moved to some other place, then this information is lost.
Okay.
And the commit not.
Okay.
So let's stop the recording and continue in that's about 10 minutes. Okay.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. So see you then.
Okay. Bye.